In Group C action, Iran and the United Arab Emirates dominated Matchday 1 proceedings. Team Melli came out 2-0 winners in a clash against Bahrain, with goals by Ihsan Haj Safi and Masoud Shojai on both sides of the half, earning them maximum points. The three-time champions were pushed into second place on the group table by the Emiratis, who demolished Qatar 4-1 through a brace each from Ahmed Khalil and Ahmed Mabkout. The Emiratis clashed with Bahrain on Matchday 2, aware that a win would seal their passage to the quarter-final stage. And Ali Mabkout gave his team a dream start with the fastest goal of the tournament so far in the first minute.
And Ned, if you look at this early ball from Omar Abdul Rahman, and it's an amazing goal for the UAE. Only seconds on the clock, and it's Ali Mabkout.
The Bahrainis were back in the game on 26 minutes when JC John pitched in.
And it is a good delivery. JC John, there's the equaliser for Bahrain.
But an own goal by Mohammed Hussein sealed the Bahrainis' fate on 76 minutes.
Nice height on it as well. It's an own goal. Well, disaster for Bahrain.
2-1 UAE then, with the Emiratis progressing to the next stage of the tournament. Eager to keep pace with their Emirati counterparts, Iran were aiming for a win at the expense of Qatar. As for Jamal Belmadi's men, a defeat would see them out of the contest this year. A lacklustre first period was followed by Sada Azmoun, who broke the deadlock on 52 minutes.
Lovely kicking. Azmoun all class, and the goal for Iran. He's a special talent, and he shows off all his skills there. Sada Azmoun.
Al Anabi made all efforts to crawl back into the game, but it wasn't to be.
Forced the palm away, he wasn't to know.
1-0 Iran, the final score then, with Team Melli confirming their presence in the last 8. So United Arab Emirates and Iran make it through to the next stage of the competition. The UAE led the way in Group C due to better goal difference. But the teams were level on points, and Day 3 would decide who would top the group. The UAE dominated possession for most of the match, but couldn't make the most of it. Omar Abdul Rahman was particularly lively up front.
Omar Abdul Rahman can keep it in. Still got teammates waiting, tricks his way past. Beautiful skill, and he rides a challenge or two. What about the run from Omar Abdul Rahman? Eventually stopped in his tracks, but that was special.
But it was Iran who struck the killer blow, and they left it late. Reza Guchanajad heading home in the 91st minute.
Jaga's delivery. And it's that man again, Al-Anisi. Whip back in, onside. And it stands. Reza Guchanajad for Iran.
1-0 Team Melli, and their second straight win of the competition. (2014) Gulf Cup of Nations winners Qatar took on familiar foes and Middle Eastern rivals Bahrain at Stadium Australia in Sydney. Both were eager to finish their campaign on a winning note. Bahrain struck late in the first half to take a 1-0 lead into the sheds. Before Qatar hit back to level the scores in the 68th minute. With less than 10 minutes remaining, Bahrain went 2-1 up, and that's how it stayed. Qatar return home with 3 defeats and just 2 goals to their name. This is how things ended in Group C, with Iran topping the group on 9 points. The UAE also secured their spot in the last 8, finishing 3 points behind them. When the Blue Samurai draw their swords, few can stand in their way. And debutants Palestine were given a taste of their attack in a 4-0 drubbing. Goals by Yasuhito Endo, Shinji Okazaki, Keisuke Honda and Maya Yoshida, earning the defending champions their first win. In more Group D action, Iraq got their campaign off to a positive start. Yasser Qassim saw them emerge 1-0 winners over Jordan. The top 2 in Group D clashed on match day 2, with qualification for the quarter-finals on offer. Japan had come up trumps in both their previous matches with Iraq, dating back to 2012, and were confident of making it 3. A foul in the box on Keisuke Honda by Ali Adnan on 22 minutes gave Japan the opportunity to take the lead.
Keisuke Honda for Japan. Buried emphatically.
Japan were the stronger of the nations on field, and Honda could have earned his brace 2 minutes into the restart.
But he hits the crossbar on the follow-up with his non-preferred right boot. What a strike that was.
1-0 Japan when the referee called it time in the game, with Javier Aguirre's men through to the next stage. Palestine was still recovering from the wounds inflicted by Japan when they clashed with Jordan, and were hoping for their first win of the tournament. Jordan weren't in a generous mood and drew first blood on 32 minutes.
What a goal from Yusuf Ahmed! And Jordan take the lead.
Hamza Al-Dadour then doubled their lead 2 minutes later.
Hamza Al-Dadour and Jordan have a 2-goal cushion. It's raining goals for them now.
Al-Dadour was back on the scoreboard with a brace just before the end of the first period.
Hamza Al-Dadour, and surely the game is won.
3-0 Jordan when play resumed, and the scoreline would change again on 75 minutes.
Hamza Al-Dadour could be a hat-trick. There it is. First hat-trick of the Asian Cup.
4 minutes later, the Jordanian netted a quadruple to become only the 4th player in Asian Cup history to achieve the feat.
Hamza Al-Dadour again, and he's virtually played them on his own.
5-0 is how it would have ended, but Jaka Ibishay gave the Palestinian faithful a moment of joy.
Jaka Ibishay for Palestine. They have won at last. Their first goal at the Asian Cup finals.
5-1 Jordan then the final score, with Ray Wilkins' boys back in the running to progress. So match day 2 saw Japan progress to the last 8, with Jordan and Iraq still eyeing their respective chances of qualifying on day 3. Japan had a foot in the quarter-finals when they welcomed a challenge from Jordan, but would have to tread carefully after being defeated 2-0 by their West Asian rivals when they last met in 2013. Keisuke Honda was oblivious to the threat and got down to business on 24 minutes.
Keisuke Honda with his 3rd goal in 3 games, and Japan lead in the 24th minute.
Then on 82 minutes, Yoshinori Muto turned provider for Shinji Kagawa.
And the side foot into the back of the net by Shinji Kagawa, and that'll do it for the Samurai Blue. They're heading for the last 8.
Japan 2, Jordan 0 at the final whistle. Iraq could see the quarter-final berth beckoning if they could outdo Palestine. a task that Radi Shanaishil's men were confident of carrying out. The scoreline remained unchanged in the first period, but the game swung in Iraq's favour on 48 minutes. Ali Adnan, the delivery man. Yunus Mahmoud with the execution. Mahmoud should have netted his brace 10 minutes later, but Palestinian custodian Taufik Abu Hamad played spoil sport. Ahmed Yassin then took matters into his own hands. And 2-0 Iraq was the score when the referee brought the game to an end. A group-topping performance by defending champions Japan then, with 2007 title holders Iraq finishing second best. Here's a glance at how the last 8 line up for the quarter-finals. Korea Republic clash with Uzbekistan in Melbourne. China challenge the host nation in Brisbane. Neighbours Iran and Iraq renew old ties in Canberra. And Stadium Australia will be the battleground for the match between the skilled UAE and defending champions Japan. And for more Asian Cup news, log on to the AFC's official website.